Greetings, members one and all of the Salivation Nation. There are no rules when it comes to stacking silver. Let's find out why. Silver. It's the metal that we talk about in this community. It's a metal we have learned to love, to explore, to analyze, to hate, and to dismiss, and to acquire, and to sell, and to buy, and to collect. That's right. This metal is quite intriguing and fascinating. It is one of the most perplexing of the precious metals because of its dual role, both as a commodity and as a hedge. And, that has sparked a debate and some discussion in this community as we gaze upon these metals here, because silver, especially in the last 10 years, has really kind of been through its ups and downs, mainly one huge up and swinging down, a steady decline in the price of silver. And so what has that led to? That has led to quite a lot of discussion and in the community, and various different viewpoints and different ways to analyze this metal, and it has certainly steered the direction of where people, including myself, have come to view silver. And, we can get into the minutia of the properties of silver as a commodity and its price point, especially since it's a massive decline in price since 2011. We're starting to see an upswing as of the recording of this video, but really, it doesn't matter when this video is recorded or the timestamp that necessarily can be with in terms of where silver is in the marketplace or how it's viewed, because I've seen it, especially in my years of acquiring this metal in various different forms. I've seen the winds of change turn many different times since the days long before social media or the ways to be able to discuss precious metals online to a very hyper informative periods of time where information can come to us at the drop of a hat or very quickly, and these shifts of opinion can change very quickly nowadays. But really, when it's all said and done, there are no rules when it comes to stacking silver. And that leads us to understanding what's involved with silver. And to understand what's involved with silver in terms of what it is, the properties of the metal itself, to how the price can reveal itself in this precious metal, it's almost as wide as the variety of the different styles that you can accumulate silver. And before you, there is a different array of silver that can be acquired, from highly polished proof pieces that you see spinning before you there to bullion pieces that you would find as such with government-issued bullion like the American Silver Eagle that is starting to make its way front and center here. It can be acquired in many different formats, but silver is silver. One thing that is in common with all the wide variety of pieces that are in here in this display is the fact that it is accumulated silver. Now, some of them have slightly less purity than others. Some may be 4 nines fine. Some may be 3 nines fine. Some may have an alloy, a mixture of other metals with them. But nonetheless, the actual silver weight that is contained therein is the foundation of every single piece that you see here and every single piece that you can find out there. Silver is a highly reflective metal, and so when it comes to the collectible pieces, make no mistake, they are the most beautiful. They shine and provide the most contrast with its mirror finishes and its presentation out there, and that's why collectors gravitate towards silver for that very reason. Beautiful pieces indeed, And silver is malleable enough that it can maintain and contain many different kind of or very highly detailed artwork and security features on the metal itself. From different types of frosting finishes, reverse proof like you see before you there in this PA4 maple leaf, to a machined look with that silver bullet, to an antiqued look with the 5-ounce Republic of Chad round there in the background honoring King Tut. You've got 90% silver pieces in the silver quarter. There's a lot of great detail that is embarked on many of these different silver pieces, security features and the like. It's quite impressive with the various different styles that can be attributed and struck on these pieces. As a collector, the sky is the limit, and it makes acquiring silver quite attractive. It's a beautiful metal, indeed. It's a beautiful metal that just so happens to have a market spot price that protects us in times of economic instability, even though we're collectors and even though we may have paid a huge premium for such pieces. You know, it's quite fascinating, the different variety out there. For those that are pure stackers, you can accumulate generic bullion pieces that you can stack up for very low premiums over spot price, and those low premiums, make acquiring silver quite easy and simplified and highly liquid if those pieces are recognized, especially for common generic bullion, which may be a bit more difficult to liquidate, but they can be liquidated for sure. But things like the Canadian Maple Leaf or the American Silver Eagle are much easier to liquidate if you needed to sell. Highly recognized pieces out there make for accumulating silver quite simple to do and easy to track, because you know you paid a certain price for it, and you know that you're going to get at least that price back, the spot price. Whether it moves up or down, you're going to get that either minus a small percentage or plus a small percentage, depending on what the pieces are. The other aspect to accumulating silver, why there are no rules, is because of that very fact that no matter what, you're protected by the intrinsic value. And so, whether you're a collector or a stacker, somewhere in between, you're always a stacker, because no matter what pieces you get, no matter what premiums you pay, you're protected by the intrinsic value contained therein, so that if or when it comes times to sell, you will always get that price back. Now, if you pay an extremely high premium for a particular piece, like for instance, let's say this Proof Libertad right here, that you paid, let's say you pay $50 for that, and it has a 1 ounce of silver, and if silver is worth $15 an ounce, well, you've lost out that huge premium unless you can find a market to sell that particular piece. But you've always got the intrinsic value. The worst case scenario, you'll get spot price for it. And then you may ask yourself, with the various different varieties of silver out there, you can have pieces such as this that are poured silver. And this particular poured silver piece was my very first poured silver that I've created on my own. It has no markings on it, nothing at all to distinguish it from just a chunk of metal. And even if it was stamped 999 fine silver, how do you know that's really true? And that's the case with any kind of decorative or any kind of silver art that is made from the community or elsewhere, or even from a known maker of the community. That stuff, can it be trusted? Can it be sold back if you need to? Well, it's more difficult, but no, yes, it can be sold back, and yes, it can be tested very easily. And in some cases, if it's a big enough piece, well, they may drill down into it. But if you're looking to get spot price back for it, well, there you have it. There's a way to liquidate. Silver is silver. And, over in Europe, they actually put in their maker's mark and and things to authenticate the silver, which is maybe something that ought to be considered here, a mark that can be trusted, but those marks I'm sure can be counterfeited as well. But regardless, even if it's a chunk of silver that's melted down somewhere and you pull it in like such as this piece, if I was to take this into my local coin shop, well, they'll find there's ways to test it, both with an acid test or what have you, or if they have a spectrometer or something that can go in deep, they can test it that way, or worst case scenario, they can drill down into it and test at the core. There's always a way. If silver is in demand or needs to be liquidated, there's a way to get rid of it. It's just some of it is more difficult to get rid of than others. But make no mistake, it may present itself a bit more of a challenge, but still, you have yourself silver. And the spot price of silver, which moves along with the markets, is that which protects you. And that which will give you the confidence that as you accumulate silver, no matter how you accumulate, there really are no rules. And in keeping in mind with that, enjoy what you do collect, because that's part of what it's about, and also understand the what's involved with silver and the prices and the time of buying at the time of selling. If you understand the guidelines with regards to silver, then it is okay to rest assured that there are no rules when it comes to buying silver. Those guidelines are very simple, and the guidelines are understanding the premiums tied behind silver when it comes time to buy, and understanding the premiums lost when it comes time to sell. And if you understand those simple rules and understand what spot price is, and the fact that when it comes times to sell, then you may not even get full spot price depending on the local coin shop or the entity for which you are selling. If you understand that, then it makes your life a lot easier. Understanding premiums is crucial when buying silver, whether as a collector or stacker, and it helps to with dollar cost averaging, and as a collector, it helps you understand and be able to enjoy without worry, because you're accumulating not necessarily to make money, but to enjoy the pieces. Now, you can accumulate. There are rules when it comes to flipping or making money on silver. There's lots of rules in that regard, but that's subject for a different video. And that's something I've never been engaged in myself, but other members of the community have, and they've done well with making money off of silver, collectible pieces, of selling at just the right time, flipping and the like. But make no mistake, when you accumulate silver, and when you understand what's behind it, and understand the guidelines with regards to how you accumulate, then you can rest assured, worry-free, accumulating silver. There are no rules. So post your thoughts below, and what are some guidelines you may have, and what are your feelings about rules or no rules with regards to silver. I would like to extend a multitude of gratitude to y'all for watching, and encourage you to please rate, share, comment, and subscribe.